Hey everybody, Sean Lawrence with TechWinds Capital here. Hope you're having a great day today. In today's video, we're going to show you a piece of one of our free webinars where we demonstrate in just 5 minutes of how you could double the profits inside of your business. Which business owner doesn't want to put more profits in their pockets? So if you like what you see, we provided the webinar link below. Click on it, register it, you'll get to see the whole thing. Hope you enjoy. 5 minute timer. I'm going to start my 5 minute timer as soon as I switch my screen. So we're going to start it right now. Okay. So as you can see, here's my software's little brother that's going to allow us to do some simulations. And we are going to give you guys access to this simulator at the end of this webinar. So please stay tuned to the end. I'm sure you'll get some benefit out of it for your own business. But what this allows us to do is we can take a business and look at what the typical scenario would be. Let's say if you're in any industry, and let's say your business, just for the sake of simple math, did $100,000 in revenue. So you did $100,000 in sales. Now I know some of you watching this webinar are saying I do more than that, and it's okay. Just for simple math and for simple demonstration purposes, we're just going to use nice even numbers. So let's say your gross profit margin, that's your profit before your overhead is taken out, just when your cost of your goods sold are taken out. You got 50% gross profit margin, and let's say your net profit margin is 10%. Now, why did I use 10%? Well, I'll tell you why. Because the average net profit for businesses, at least in the United States, is 10%. So we're just going to use that. It also makes for easy math purposes, but that's what we're going to use. And for purposes today, we'll just use the US dollar. Again, it doesn't matter your currency. It's more about how we're going to be able to do this. So if you go, I scroll down to the bottom here, you'll see here's the current revenue of $100,000, as you'll see right there. And the current profit of 10% is, if you hadn't guessed it already and you did your own math in your head, it's $10,000. Now, let's say you want to take this $10,000 and you want to double it. You want to make that $20,000. Well, let's talk about how we could do that. So here on the left-hand side, you'll see I have 12 different areas where we can look at to be the low-lying fruit inside of a business to be able to increase that profit. So what's one of the first places that we can look at? Well, one of the easiest places for businesses to start is cutting costs. Now, some of you might say, well, there's no way that, I could cut costs. But let me give you an example. And I'm going to use really conservative numbers here. I don't want to use numbers that are way out in left field. But let's say you cut costs by just 5%, okay? To give you an idea, if you're doing this level of business and you're cutting your cost by 5%, that means that you only have to find about $250 a month to be able to save that 5%. That's actually pretty small. That's child's play. That's not a lot of money that you have to be able to cut. So a lot of businesses could probably do that in their sleep, find an extra, $250 a month that they could find in their business. Maybe it's just they don't take their employees out for as many lunch meetings or something. But there's ways that most businesses can find that. The other place where a lot of businesses can make a quick win is increasing prices. Now, with inflation right now, some places prices are going up as much as like 8-9%. I don't know. I know their inflation's pretty high here in Canada these days. But again, I'm going to use a very conservative number, which is the average inflation for the U.S. for the last few years of 5.5%. So you'll see that between that increase of prices and cutting costs, we found $4,500 additional a year in cutting costs and $5,500 in increasing profits, which now, if you look at my new annual profit down here at the bottom, it's now doubled. It only took a small increase in cutting costs and an increase in prices, which is probably less than inflation, and a lot of businesses haven't increased their prices sometimes in several years, to double our profits. Like, how simple was that?